I'm not a little scary right now, so let's de-shut. I have to go brush my teeth. I'll be right back. I have my whitening strips in, so I feel like now I can finally like drink some stuff. Like this apple crisp bloom I'm obsessed with. Let's get ready for Color of Fashion, and I'm going to be doing a fall makeup look. I like to call this like a soft glam look, and honestly it's kind of like my almost everyday makeup look. I'm gonna do a little bit more, like put on foundation, bronzer drops, and maybe eyeliner, so let's get started. First I'm gonna put on the Milk Hydro Primer. I'm so excited for this fashion show. It's my first one, Color of Fashion, and there's just gonna be so many creative and stylish people there, and I'm just so excited to meet them. God, this primer is so like sticky. I knew it was, but I haven't used it in so long, and it's gonna be a long evening, so I need to make sure my makeup is staying on. Definitely gonna get it into my creases, especially here. It gets like dry and cakey right here in my T-zone. I'm gonna add on my Colorescience sunscreen. This is my favorite. It's probably like my 4th bottle. And I'm gonna add on some bronzing drops. Hopefully I have enough. And this is from Glow Recipe. I like to mix this together. It's like a really good base, and plus I don't leave the house without sunscreen on because I'm 32. I can't be doing that anymore. I'm gonna add on the Easy Blur by Huda Beauty, and this is in shade Toasted Coconut. I know that you're not really supposed to just apply it to your face. I tend to do that without even thinking. So I usually just get like a foundation brush and just blend that all over my face. After I make sure it's like all over my face, I'll get like a little sponge. This is huge. A sponge, and just like dab it in all over just to make sure it is patted in and there's no streaks. I'm gonna go ahead and add in my Hourglass concealer, and this is the shade Silk. This is my Ride or Die concealer. I know some people feel iffy about it, but it's just the best on me. It's like full coverage, and I'm obsessed with this concealer shade. And then I'll just blend it out. And this brush is from e.l.f. I do need to get a better brush for this. This one does the job. I can brush that on my lids as well. And I really try not to drag the brush and just pat it on over and over again. So a lot of patting, even though sometimes I do drag it on, but I can't help it. Wait, this might be my 2nd makeup video on YouTube. I have always loved makeup. I feel like my makeup journey has been a little rough. Hasn't always been the best because I just wasn't that good at it. I wouldn't say I'm like the best at it, but I just love it and I want to share it with you guys. After I have that all pat in, I'm gonna draw in my brows. I might have talked about this before, but I have really bad brow trauma. I used to draw them on super thick, like caterpillar thick. Like, I'm not joking. It was so bad. Right after that, I used to pluck them super thin. And then now I'm just so traumatized, I don't like to do barely anything to them. So I'm just gonna draw them in a little bit, fill in the empty spaces that I see. That's a weird way of saying that. Anyways, draw on little hairs, and then I'll do the other side. My least favorite thing to do with makeup is probably my brows, because I'm always just scared they look crazy. And they might, I don't know. I'll brush them out. You might need a little plucking. God. I'm gonna add on some eyeshadow primer or eyelid eyeshadow primer. This is from e.l.f. Nothing special. I like to take my concealer brush and just brush that in because it is like kind of like a concealer. It looks like a concealer color. And if you see my mirror, it's just this little heart-shaped mirror that I thrifted. Because again, it's gonna be a long evening and I wanna make sure I look flawless tonight. I'm gonna go in with my favorite ILIA palette. This is probably like my 5th palette I bought. You can see how much I use it. So I'm gonna go in with the shade Grace up here and just apply that all over my lid. Next, I'm gonna go in with Unite, which is my favorite caramel brown eyeshadow. Just apply that on my lid around my brow bone. And then I'll usually just like curve out to kind of give me that cat eye look. Ooh, that was a lot, but we'll fix that. And then I'll do that to the other lid. And I know this looks crazy, but we are gonna fix this, keep blending, and fix this with concealer. So I'm gonna blend that up to my brow bone, just to make sure that's all blended. I like to add add this Kaja pinky shade to the middle of my eyelid. I don't know why I rub that on my finger. Usually I use a brush. I'm gonna use the same brush and just add it to the middle of my eyelid. Stay with me. I know it looks crazy. Next, I'm gonna go in shade Lineup, which is this beautiful brick red. Take some of that. And this is where I start with my wing. I like to lay on this brick red first. I just think it's super pretty and it helps me achieve that like that smoky eye look. So you should just pat it on as much as I can, and then I start blending a little in and then out. And sometimes I'll grab the other brush if I don't want a precise blend. So I think that looks good, but I'm gonna add a little bit more. And then I just do the other eye. See how it kind of gives me that wing effect? And I have really dark eyes. They're like almost black. And I really struggle with eyeliner. I don't know why, but I feel like when I put like traditional eyeliner on my eyes look smaller for some reason. But yeah, it's just not my favorite thing to do. So I love putting on eyeshadow as eyeliner. After I blended that out, I'll get like a brown eyeshadow. Doesn't matter what brand. I use this e.l.f. one, and the palette is just like broken, but it doesn't matter. And this is an Anastasia angled brush. This brush is perfect to use for eyeliner to give that perfect cat eye wing. After I put a little bit of black eyeshadow there, I'll just start in the corner and go up. And then I'll bring it from the side over to give that more natural look. And there you go. You would think to put on the brown eyeshadow before the black, but I like to put on the black eyeshadow before the brown. This is deep, rich brown. And I'll just like grab this brush that's like a little thicker. I just put it like on top to give my eye a more like smoky look. You probably can see a little bit of fallout, but we'll clean that up. This same brush I used with the brick red and just like start blending it out. And then that's what it looks like. And there's a little bit of fallout. I just like usually wipe that off because I'm gonna go back in with the concealer anyways. Now we're gonna go in with 1979. It's this beautiful shimmer copper. Now I'll grab it with my finger to apply it on my lid. And I'll just like dab it on in the middle of my lid. And there you go. I can't live without shimmer, especially with eyeshadow, so I have to add something on. It's definitely harder to do with nails. Usually I don't have nails on, but I put nails on for this event. I'll grab a bigger fluffy brush and just like blend that out. Let's talk about making your eyes look whiter. I like to do two things. A beige eyeliner. I like to put this on my waterline. And I know my face right now looks horrendous while I do it. It's just so hard not to make that face. Very subtle. And then the next thing I like to do is grab a beige or like white eyeshadow. You can see it's almost gone. And put it in the corner of my eyes. So I have this one fluffy brush I use only for the white eyeshadow. So I just apply it in the corner of my eye and then blend. Look at that. It still looks a little rough because I need concealer. I'm going to put on mascara. This ILIA Limitless Lash Mascara is my favorite. And I'm out of my big one, so I'm using my travel size. So I'm just gonna curl my lashes. And I was thinking about adding flossies, so I might if I have enough time. I'm just adding that on. And I like to add it to the corner a lot to make that cat eye look stand out. And look at that. This mascara like does not play. We're gonna do the other eye. While I let that dry, I'm gonna put some more concealer on under my eyes. Gonna cover up that fallout. And I definitely need a new concealer because this is almost out. I'll take that same concealer brush and just start buffing it out. And making sure that it's going up too so my eyes look elongated. And I'm sure in this video, I'm gonna be saying probably a lot of things wrong because I've never really talked about makeup like this. Like what I'm doing. It's kind of hard to talk about. Beauty influencers, they honestly amaze me how good they are. I wouldn't say I'm exactly a beauty influencer, but I'm just really into beauty. I love makeup, I love skincare, I love hair care. Am I the best at it? I know I'm not. I think if you know you're not, then that's okay to admit. I don't like putting eyeshadow under my eyes. I don't know why, I never feel good when I do, so I just don't do it. Next, I'm gonna put on Milk Makeup Bronzer. I love this color. It is the color Baked. So I usually just like apply it on my forehead, on my cheeks, around my nose, under my jawline. Now I'm gonna blend it out instead of dragging. You just saw me do. I try to make sure I don't do that on my cheeks so I don't move around the makeup. Since it's a special night, I'm just gonna contour my nose with this smaller brush. Just make sure that's really patted in. Next, we're gonna put on my favorite blush, was the Armani Beauty liquid blush. I love this so much, and I love mixing these two colors. What I usually like to do is take this pink, dab it here, and then on the apple of my cheeks. And then I'll take this reddish bronze color and then put it in the middle. And I'll take this brush and just start blending it out. And I like to go up with my blush first, making sure that's like blended in right there. And I'll go into my nose and then bring it out to kind of blend it in even more. And then I'll do the other side. I love this Milani Make It Last spray. This is a new bottle. You can see I'm out. But this stuff is so good. It only is like $10 and honestly, I just love it. Ooh. And while I let that dry, I'm gonna put on my Anastasia Brow Freeze Gel. And then I'm just gonna brush it up a little bit. So this isn't my favorite brow gel. I tried it because a beauty influencer I love said she loves this stuff. Might be because she has like thicker brows. It makes me like nervous. Because a lot of product comes out, or maybe I'm just using it wrong. Hopefully that looks good. I'm gonna put on some setting powder. So here's my trick. Take some on a little beauty blender and dab it on my wrist until the excess comes off. And then I'll start getting my problem areas, like my T-zone, especially around my smile lines, and then around my eyes right here. And I'll just dab on my wrist and then right in my T-zone area. And then after I do that, next I'm gonna put on some more shimmer on my eyelid. So I'm gonna be using the Nessa Mydrix eyeshadow stick. First, I'm gonna use this beautiful copper color and just apply it on my lids. Look at that. Actually, I think I used the wrong one. I wanted to use this one first, so I'm gonna use this one. And it's so easy to use. Like, what? And then I'm gonna put another eye. I'm obsessed with lip liner, anything that goes on my lips. In order for it to stay on long, I'll pat setting powder around my lips to make sure it's not oily and it's super dry, so the lip liner lip stain stays on for like ever. Another thing I forgot, so this Dior pink blush, I like to put it on top of my current blush. Just dab it on. It doesn't look baby pink to me. It just looks like it highlights the current blush I have on. This CoverGirl lip stain is literally my favorite product, and this is in color Brazen Raisin. Let me tell you, this is one of my favorite products to use. Another secret I like to do is I use the same stain and I just add on some freckles. And just pat it all over my nose. I do need to hurry because I still need to do my hair. I'm using my Makeup Forever lip liner. This stuff is literally like waterproof in whatever walnut. Look how big my lips look. Maybe I just think my lips look big. And then next I'm going to use my Mario Soho lipstick. This is my favorite color and I apply it in the middle of my lips. Really pushing that in so it stays on forever. And then the last thing is highlighter. I'm using this Westman Atelier highlighter and I just add it to my cheeks, my brow bone, my nose, and it gives that subtle glow and it kind of like puts that dewy look back on your face, which I love. All right, and now that's the look. So I'm going to do my hair real quick. I don't have enough time to go through it, but so you guys can see what I do with my hair, I'm gonna speed it up for you. Here is the makeup look, the final look, the hair. I have to hurry up and get ready. I have like 10 minutes before I have to leave, but thank you guys for watching. Let me know if you like videos like this. I can keep making them. I love beauty, makeup, skincare, hair care, it all, and let me know what you guys would like to see. Please like, subscribe, share, and thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate all you guys, and I'll see you guys soon.